People in southern Manitoba who were forced out of their town because of an out-of-control wildfire may have to wait a while to return home, officials say. Manitoba Wildfire Services were set to me. Canada has filed its preliminary roster for next month's CONCACAF Gold Cup, a 60-man list that will be reduced to a final squad of 23 to 26 players by June 4th. The 18th edition of the CONCACAF Champions. CBS News CEO Wendy McMahon said Monday that she is resigning after 4 years, the latest fallout of the network as its parent company considers settling a lawsuit with U.S. President Donald Trump over a collectively run Halifax arts center that's grown into a regular home for everything from zine libraries and printmaking to live music is celebrating a substantial donation that's poised to support. A fisherman and FFAW union representative is accusing the Department of Fisheries and Oceans Canada of overreach following officers seizing his cell phone as part of an investigation. Jason Sullivan. Newfoundland and Labrador is throwing further support behind its nascent wind hydrogen industry by signing a memorandum of understanding with the Port of Amsterdam. Premier John Hogan signed it will. A Winnipeg woman is facing a number of charges, including assaulting a police officer, following a rollover and collision with a parked vehicle. Winnipeg police were called to a collision at around. Canada's Bianca Andreescu cruised to a 6-0 win over China's Xin Qinyao on Monday in women's singles action in the French Open qualifiers. The Mississauga, Ontario, native broke on 6 of her 10 op. Netflix has thrown Sesame Street a safety net with a new streaming deal that offers the popular children's staple a broad reach while keeping it on its long-standing home, PBS. At the same time, a new exhibit is putting a few of the Royal Tyrrell Museum's most game-changing specimens in the spotlight. Breakthroughs, a collection of 5 ancient fossils, showcases everything from feathers on. The WNBA is investigating allegations of racial comments directed toward Angel Reese by fans during the Chicago Sky's loss to Caitlin Clark and the Fever at Indiana on Saturday, according to a person. Public transit, cycling and walking will be the primary and preferred modes of getting fans to and from the Ottawa Senators' planned downtown arena, says a newly disclosed agreement on the project. The PWHL's 2 newest franchises in Seattle and Vancouver will begin stocking their rosters early next month through an exclusive free agency period followed by an expansion draft. Under the Guadelli. It's the end of the road for a hockey dream for this season, at least. A power play goal shot by Dallas Stars defenseman Thomas Harley sealed the fate of the Winnipeg Jets 133 into overtime on Sat. A northern BC community whose highway is lined with elaborate chainsaw carvings is starting to give some of the statues away to municipalities throughout the province. Each year, 12 of the world. Summer is approaching and teachers in Newfoundland and Labrador are worried many of their students will spend their holiday months hungry without school lunch programs to offer a meal, says head of T. Gary Lineker, the England soccer great turned media celebrity, will leave his role as a presenter for the BBC after facing criticism for reposting an Instagram story about Zionism that featured a pic. A Texas-based nurse is hoping to relocate permanently to Canada after taking part in a festival that invited Americans to visit Nanaimo, British Columbia, amid turmoil between the neighboring countries. Reiki. The Sun Peak Ski Resort near Kamloops, in BC's interior, has a new tool to fight the impacts of warming temperatures, 18 giant, insulated blankets to help keep their powder cool during summer months.